Hello there. I want to talk about a topic that has been on the community's lips since as long as I can remember, and that is the endgame. This video is for the most part unscripted and is a collection of my thoughts and ramblings about how we view Zomboid and how we as players approach the endgame. So if you are someone who has been stuck in a rut with Zomboid, struggling to finish your playthroughs, restarting them all the time because you are bored, or maybe just need a fresh outlook on the game, I hope this video can help you. And if you like this style of content, or if something I say resonates with you, feel free to put your thoughts in the comments below. Maybe I can do more of these in the future, but for now, let us begin. Some of you may be wondering where I have been for the past few months, and there is a very simple answer to that. I got burnt out. I found myself stuck in the same cycle with PZ where I would start a save, go through the whole process of getting a base, securing it, clearing out the immediate area, only to realize that once I've done all of that, I was never really in any real danger unless I put myself in danger on purpose. This is a roundabout where boredom sets in because I had achieved everything I wanted to and everything else was just extra. So what would I do? I would restart because I craved the early game struggle where there was so much to do but so little time. And this situation is not unique to just me, by the way. Many players have experienced the same thing in one form or another. So I decided that maybe it was time to take a break and touch grass for a little bit. Until one day, I was going for a walk with my dogs. And while on this walk, I passed a building that, when you look at it, would have made a killer base if a real zombie apocalypse would actually have happened. And this got me thinking about Project Zomboid, and after a while it dawned on me. I was approaching this all wrong. Survival is not the goal, your story is. Project Zomboid is often described as an isometric zombie survival game with RPG elements. However, as much as that is the case, I still cannot help but feel it is also a storytelling game. I mean, hell, the game literally starts with "this is how you died," the start of your character's story and inevitable death. Similar to how RimWorld allows you to write the story of your colony with the help of the AI storytellers, yes, but that's besides the point. Zomboid allows you to do the same thing. It just requires a perspective shift. And this perspective shift could mean the difference between you being stuck in a rut and eventually growing bored, or each character's playthrough being an entirely new adventure, instead of just the same cycle each time. The main thing that drew me to Zomboid in the first place is, unlike other zombie games, which generally paint you as this hero who mows down hundreds of zombies with ease and generally has no issue thriving in whatever hellscape those games put you in PZ you are just some average person who just so happens to have survived slightly longer than the rest of the population. You need to learn the skills needed to actually survive, the same way as we would have to if a zombie apocalypse actually happened and we ourselves are stuck in the same situation. What would we do? And it's because of this realism aspect that I think it is a storytelling game. I'm not talking about roleplay specifically, because I know that there are some players who aren't interested in going all in and quote-unquote living as their character. Some people just want to go in and murder a bunch of zombies. I know, I was there too once, and if I'm honest, that got old pretty quickly for me. So what exactly do I mean by a storytelling game? It's a sandbox, right? I can customize my playthrough to suit my needs and mod the ever-living out of my game. Where exactly does this whole storytelling thing fit? The fact that Zomboid gives us the control to create our playthroughs the way that we want, and allows us the freedom to write our character's story the way that we want, is where the storytelling lies. And I'm not talking necessarily about us having to write a full-on backstory for our characters like it's a D&D game complete with their thoughts, feelings, and so on. I mean, you can absolutely do that if that is something you wanted to do, because it adds so much depth and emotion to your playthrough, but some people just can't be bothered. And that's okay. Time and time again, I have seen people in the community talk about setting goals for your playthrough, as the game doesn't really give you anything tangible to work towards. And some people may chalk that up to bad game design, feeling that games in general should have some way of pushing us towards a goal instead of being open-ended. However, setting a goal is only part of the greater picture. I have set plenty of goals when I was stuck in my rut, which resulted in me achieving them quicker than I wanted to, which more often than not resulted in me getting bored and then repeating the cycle. So what changed? I realized that your story is not just the sum of the goals that you set for your character or your playthrough. It's a collection of your character's goals, the ambitions for your playthrough, the encounters that happen along the way, the random RNG of things and events happening to you as you make your way through Nox Country. Each car breakdown, each scratch that was so close to a bite wound, the times where your character spends days holed up in your hideout to heal or pore through books, the survivor homes that you find, each with their own unique story to tell, the times when you finally come across that one skill magazine you've been desperately searching for, all of these things add up to your character's story. And this is what I realized the true goal was. Not just surviving, not just how many Zomboid kills I could rack up or how fast I could become self-sustaining, but every experience, no matter how big or small along the way, is what helps craft the story. And whether you choose to dive even further and explore the actual role-playing aspect more deeply, that is up to you. Although in a way, viewing your playthrough through this lens is a form of roleplay. And all of these things can very easily lead up to creating a story so engaging for you that ending a playthrough with your character's death feels the same way as when your favorite character in your favorite series dies. I promise you, if you lean into it just a little, you'll be surprised at how refreshing it feels. Once I started viewing the game through this lens, the possibilities become endless. Now it doesn't feel like I'm stuck in the same loop all the time. Each playthrough is genuinely fresh. And if PZ has started feeling stale for you, this is why I feel viewing the game through this lens can help us breathe new life into the game for ourselves. Funny enough, I feel the introduction of Build 42 was good for us. For the most part, Build 42's purpose is to slow us down. Because much like what I was experiencing before my burnout, the faster we reach the peak of our playthrough, whether by achieving our goals or some other way, the faster we hit that wall that a lot of us have encountered before, ultimately leading to the dreaded boredom. Making the game more difficult and more in-depth actually forces us to slow down and take a breath, which is a really good thing. That, and at least for me, the way Build 42 is developing makes for a very good foundation to write your own story. The beauty of PZ is that it will cater for you no matter how you choose to play it. At the end of the day, video games are meant to be an escape from reality and are meant to be fun. And whether that escape is creating a whole new reality for yourself, living vicariously through your character via roleplay, or just messing around and causing general havoc, all of that is completely okay. It's also okay to take breaks from a game if you are feeling burnt out. Honestly, for me, I felt a little guilty doing so because I create content for you guys. But if you've been stuck in a rut and have tried everything to get out of it, by all means, go and touch grass for a while and come back when you're ready. I hope that after listening to some of my ramblings at least, you walk away from this video with a bit of a fresher perspective on how you view your playthroughs. This video is definitely different from my usual content, and if this is something you've enjoyed watching or would like to see me do more videos on topics like this, let me know. Until then, stay safe, survivors, and as always, I will see you in the next one.